Oh, the King's Rock. Yeah, I should do that. I'm bad at managing items on Pokemon. Wasted too much time with Jump Fluff? Nonsense, dude. If I would have had Jump Fluff at the end of the game, that would have been great. I could think of 3 Pokemon that Jump Fluff could have handled for me that would have been really nice to have handled. And instead I had to, like, struggle through killing them. Also, Jump Fluff totally beat most of the Dragon Gym for me. Yeah, hard to keep alive. I will agree it's hard to keep alive in a Nuzlocke. I will give you that. But Jump Fluff literally carried me through the Dragon Dungeon, like 90% of it. Because most of it was water Pokemon. So... like all those Horseys and Seadras that Jump Fluff destroyed. Yeah, I got to level 37, and it would have been great in fucking Victory Road. Dealing with some of those, well, not if it, never mind. No. It can't, as much as I'd love for Jump Fluff to be able to fight Gravelers, it cannot. There's one Rock Blaster or Rollout lays this poor little bastard flat, so. Yeah, tell me about it. Run in favor of bulky pokes, like Umbreon and Lapras, who are just like literal tanks. 115 defense, 121 special defense, 107, 102. Even Romburb had 109. No, Noctowl isn't that bulky. Pretty high HP. Pretty high HP for only a second stage evolution. But I mean, that special defense is very nice. And Weezing had over 130 physical defense. Poor bastard died to that Dragon Rage crit. Yeah, and I kept Reflect on Noctowl as well to kind of help counter its really shit defense. Which I think helped in some circumstances. Like, the only reason Roundbird beat Muck for me was because I had Reflect. And then it finally started missing its Gunk attack, whatever the fuck that move was called. That was not a cool move, by the way. Did not care for that move very much. Not a fan. I mean, I don't want to disappoint you, Fishy, but I don't want to disappoint you too much, but I had one. But I decided not to use it because I think its stats are shit. Straight up. And I don't have any psychic coverage if I swap Noctowl for Skarmory. And granted, yeah, offensive stats are garbage tier, yeah. And granted, it's not like Noctowl was a big psychic advantage on my team, but he was coverage. Even if it wasn't stab, he still had access to a move that could be that psychic kick that I needed in some circumstances. So was it my strongest choice? Maybe not. So what's the plan? Gen 3 next week. To be honest with you, Leo, I do not know. I do not know. I was thinking about maybe putting the Nuzlocks on hold for a different game, potentially. A shorter game. Something that we could finish in a very small amount of time. Without too much pain. But would still be challenging. And then come back to the Nuzlocks. Yeah, I'm talking about some game cleanup, Fishy. The main game cleanup is going to be happening on Saturdays. Final Fantasy 13-2 starts this Saturday. Now, I said challenging game, Leo. Final Fantasy 13-2 and the other bigger, chunkier games that I want to do cleanup on are going to be on Saturdays. Tuesday, there are a couple of things on my mind. One of them is this kind of psychological horror thriller type game called Observation. One sitting game, yeah. I'm thinking about playing Observation. I don't think it would take that long. Very, very interested in playing that, just as something kind of a one-off, a little bit. My understanding is that there is actually some challenge to that game, some unique challenge that's not it's not just a normal run away from spooky bad guy type of situation. So that's piqued my interest. A couple of other things that would be challenging that I was thinking about, but also, as a heads up, next week is also the beginning of the 4-job fiesta for Final Fantasy V. It starts on Monday. So, if we put Pokemon on the back burner for just a little bit, I could use Tuesdays, especially having beat the Elite Four. I could use Tuesdays to definitely play some Final Fantasy V 4-job fiesta, which is a specific type of challenge run that's for charity that I'm going to be attempting to complete. And if you don't know about the 4-job fiesta, I can explain it, since we've kind of got some time here and we're just kind of chit-chatting. I don't think I'm going to do anything for the last 20 minutes here or so, so if you have questions, feel free to ask. For a heads up on Saturdays, my plan is Final Fantasy 13-2, Final Fantasy 13-3, whatever, Lightning Returns, however you think of it, and then World of Final Fantasy and Nier Automata. I'm going to play those 4 games in that order on Saturdays. Leo's bank account, it's for Child's Play. Child's Play is the charity. Those 4 games on Saturdays. First class is White Mage. It might be. Well, it's I don't remember what jobs are on the Wind Crystal, Slimmy. It has to be from the Wind Crystal. So yeah, it's going to be... Automata will be on Saturday, Slimmy. So Yakuza is going to just be Sunday until I get caught up on the backlog. Until I get caught up on the backlog of games that I'm going to be playing on Saturdays. Once I'm done getting through some of the things I want to get through on Saturdays, Yakuza will go to being full weekends until we finish it. The main series right now is on Sundays. It's Yakuza. I'm going to be playing through all of the Yakuza games on Sundays. And like I said, as soon as Saturdays free up after I beat those games that I just talked about on Saturdays, I'm going to bring Yakuza to Saturday again. And it'll be Saturday and Sunday until I finish it. After I finish Lunar 2 on Mondays and Fridays, After I finish Lunar 2 on Mondays and Fridays, I am planning on starting up Bloodborne on Mondays and Fridays. Yakuza is 7 games. 0, 1, 0, Kiwami, Kiwami 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. I know how to do fingers. 7 games. It goes 0 through 6. Yeah, the first few hours of Yakuza 0 were... If you missed those guys, I only played 3 hours of Yakuza 0. It would be easy to catch up. Check Sunday night's VOD if you missed it. It was awesome. If you were like, I don't really know if I'm interested in Yakuza, I would seriously consider checking it out. I think it has a ton of stuff for everybody. And there is a skippable segment, too, where I just played arcade games for like 20 minutes. So you could skip through that. That's pretty boring. But the story of Yakuza is outstanding already. And the combat is fun as fuck. And it's like really, really awesome. It's great. So, it was funny how quickly I made money as well. But anyway, so that's kind of the game plan. So we still have to finish Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. When I'm done with that, I do want Thursdays to switch over to Vanguard Bandits. And when I beat Vanguard Bandits, I am planning on starting playing through Fire Emblem games. I do think Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is going to end relatively soon. We're probably in the last quarter of the game, I would say. And then, like I said, Vanguard Bandits. And then I'm going to start playing through Fire Emblem games. If I'm still playing Fire Emblem games when I finish the Yakuza series, Fire Emblem will probably be the next I do 7 hours every Saturday. 7 hours every Saturday. I figure it might take me 6 months of just Saturdays playing through those. But at 7-hour chunks, that's a couple months apiece. I don't think it'll be okay. I don't think it'll be too bad. I don't think those will get too stale. I'm hoping. By running the challenge, I will be completely honest with you guys, and I am always willing to listen to feedback on this stuff, everybody. If you feel like games are becoming stale, they've been on the channel too long, etc., I have spread myself pretty thin across a multitude of things because I just like playing all sorts of different types of games. So there are some things we can do to end staleness by adjusting schedules to finish things so that we can get new things in the rotation. If you guys are feeling that, all you have to do is let me know, and I can move stuff around. I can put something on hiatus so that something else gets more time. Yeah, and it's a bit of a variety. And as I've always said, I never expect everybody to show up for every stream. There's gonna be some things where you're just like, I'm not really interested in that, and you definitely do not have to be here if that's the case. So, or if you're busy or whatever. Trying to rush finish tactics? Yeah, I feel that. I've been considering that. I was actually considering, I wasn't sure if I was gonna start Final Fantasy 13-2 this Saturday, or maybe take a Saturday or two to like blast through tactics. I had considered that because that game has actually been on the channel for 6 months now, in case you guys have lost track of time. Yeah, also, I did end up actually enjoying Tactics Advance way more than I thought I would. Yeah, and Yakuza and like Lunar, I agree, is not necessarily for everybody. It's like super 90s, and it's pretty. Its humor is very specific, but I've been enjoying it. It's also not that much longer. Fishy, that game will probably be out. We'll probably be done with that here in the next month. Maybe 2 months? Or a month and a half? Because I'm playing it every Monday and Friday, and it's not a super long game. It's shorter than any Final Fantasy game, so... But yeah, that's kind of... I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update since we kind of had some time here. That's kind of the outlook for what I'm planning on playing over the next little while. Stay tuned if you have questions about what I'm playing at any given time. You can always ask in Discord. I'll answer. If you're curious what the schedule is for a certain day, because it seems like it's in flux, or because I'm changing stuff up, just ask. It's a pretty loose schedule in my head. But there are some static things that I'm definitely trying to get finished before we move on to bigger and better and newer. So, that being said, how you guys doing? Out of curiosity. Subject to change without notice. Well, with notice. With as much notice as possible. Out of curiosity. I love curiosity. Curiosity is vital. See, we're interested from E3. That's a great question. I honestly only watched the Square Enix presentation. That's because we co-streamed it last night on a whim. So I was intrigued to see that the FF8 remaster is going to be is a thing that's happening. I'm curious how much of that game they actually tweak in a remaster. Obviously, we got some graphical updates. I'd like to see some frame rate improvements. Nintendo still couldn't sell you a Switch. Same here. Let's see, what else? The FF7 remake, no Rune Factory equals no Nintendo. The FF7 remake still looks interesting enough that I'll play it if they finish it and release the whole game at some point. What else did we hear about? Oh, well, obviously there's the new Tales game that was announced. That's interesting. That was super cool that we got info on that. gonna be honest. I think that's it. I don't really much care for E3 though. To be honest. So. Yeah, you can play Breath of the Wild on Wii U. Yep, you totally can. Shitting on the character design for the adventures? Well, that's the internet. Why is the Switch so popular with Western gamers? I don't know. I don't feel that. You can play it on the can. Honestly, Shayla's probably not far from the truth there. Shayla's probably not far from the truth there. Well, and then I think the other thing to keep in mind with the Switch guys is that we're the generation that grew up in the boom of gaming is getting older, and people want something that fits their kind of changing lifestyles. We really don't spend as the 1990s and 2000s kids. You know, we don't really spend that much time. We don't have as much time to spend playing games, so. Oh yeah, they did announce Cage 3 DLC. That's true. Yeah, Octopath Traveler is out on PC. I wish that I could say that Octopath Traveler had any hook on me, but it just doesn't, because I think the game looks like butts, and I can't get it out of my head. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. Like, you know, whether it's jobs or family or kids, well, family and kids or kids, or just like doing normal adult shit, keep doing housework if you've got a house and stuff like that. Like, it's just different. It's just different. Yeah. I mean, that's why I started streaming. I started streaming 2.5 years ago, because I wanted to play the Final Fantasy series of games, and I had tried before and never finished any of them. I'd given up on a couple. 12 and 13 specifically. Final Fantasy 12 and Final Fantasy 13 I had both played on my own time years ago, and hadn't finished either of them, even though I got relatively far in both games. And so I decided to stream playing through the games because I wanted to have motivation to play and finish stuff. So, DLC for Borderlands 2. Yeah, I'm sure there was Borderlands 3 news and stuff like that. That's fine for people who really like Borderlands. I don't know. This is the thing I'll say about E3. I haven't heard a whole lot of excitement or interest or hype about any new IP. And me personally, I don't find myself indebted to any particular series. I would like to see new IP. Death Stranding I will not play. Because I don't give a rat's ass about Kojima, and I don't think that he is the brilliant genius that everybody does. So I'll give it credit though. I'm sure people will like it, and I bet it will be fine. I bet it will be a fun game that people will enjoy. I don't care. I haven't played the Metal Gear Solid games, which is my own fault. I've seen a lot of them played, but I think in their time they're standout, and I think as they've gotten older they are less standout. Certainly fun gameplay elements. Once again, I feel like you have another game director. I feel like Kojima and Nomura stand out to me as two game directors whose names I know because they create really fun and interesting gameplay and write fucking bizarro, weird-ass stories that it's so hard to give a shit about that it ruins it for me. Like, I don't know why, but those two are so hard for me to get behind fully when I know a lot of people are willing to overlook that part of it, and they do stand. But I'm just like, I don't know. It's my own personal opinion. I don't think anybody is wrong for enjoying those games or anything like that, but something in the future based on this opinion. Yeah. Well, something is on its way. Regular base game Nuzlocke. It was a regular base game Nuzlocke. We beat the Elite Four tonight, and we've just been sitting here chit-chatting. So the game is technically complete at this point. This Nuzlocke in particular probably won't continue for a while. Vance? What's up, Vance? He wants to battle me. What a guy, Vance. Not as fun. That's kind of the reason why I'm not really throwing myself into it right now. I'm pretty happy with where we managed to get with the Nuzlocke that we did. And I've had enough Pokemon die that I really don't want to see any more go. So I think that this might be... I'll be honest with you guys. I'll show you something really quick. Check this shit out. This is how heavily I considered continuing this through Kanto. Let me just... It's going to take just a hot second here. I'm just going to find my... Here it is. You might have... If you were paying attention and kind of looking at the overlay of the stream, you might have noticed that there was kind of this weird space in the bottom right corner where I just have the crit formation. Fun fact, if you take that away for a second... Oops. Look what fits there real nice. So, I thought about it. I really did. And this game, I mean, we might come back to it. We might come back to it and give it a shot. You don't have to pay attention. That's fine. We might come back to it. Give it a shot. But right now, I think that I'm pretty satisfied with how things ended. And I think I will take my victory. And I think we'll check out something else. I think we'll try something else. But I'm still deciding what I'm going to do about the Final Fantasy V for Job Fiesta. It'll either start next Monday, and I'll move some stuff out of the way, and we'll see how far we can get in that. Or maybe I'll do it on specific days. The charity run goes 2 months, so it doesn't have to be every night until we beat it in order to make the charity run time. Yeah, it was a win. And last week, if you were here last week, and I got really, really salty last week, and I apologize. I did have a real good think about how mad I was last week, and I think what it came down to was I just kind of let the game beat me, and it's just a fucking video game. So I reevaluated and adjusted my attitude, and I don't know why I was so hell bent on performing well when it's just a game. It's just a challenge run. That I almost wish hadn't happened last week, because I did get really frustrated, and I said some pretty aggressive things that I wish I had not said. So, long story short, I'm not going to shy away from Nuzlocke. I just had to reevaluate my mentality about it, because I think I kind of had a really toxic mentality about it, and I was trying really hard to do really well in a thing that the game is not by design. When you add the Nuzlocke component to it, it's not really supposed to be fun. So I did kind of vent, and I apologize if I upset anybody, because I was pretty frustrated, and I was pretty short and curt with people. So yeah. Anyway, like I said, let's not put SoulSilver out of our minds completely. I think we may revisit it in time, but I think we're gonna maybe give the Nuzlocke just a little bit of space here. give me some room to try a couple of different things before we jump into another one. Because it has SoulSilver. Yeah, okay, great. Soul what? You missed the rage. Bot's still there, my dude. I can tell you this much: it's for about a half hour at about the halfway mark. I was furious. As I think Ampharos got crit by my rival at about 8:20 or 8:30 p.m. my time, so that was about halfway into the stream. And at the time when I was battling the rival and I had Ampharos out against a Feraligatr, I was like, okay, this should be no sweat. And it waterfall crits me and one-shots me, and all of a sudden I'm reevaluating my whole plan of making it to the Elite Four when I wanted to. And I just spend the rest of the stream deciding how I'm gonna fill out a 6 Pokemon team and how much I'm gonna have to grind in order to make it happen, and then doing the grinding. So while I'm fuming and frustrated and trying to debate whether or not I'm even gonna fucking bother trying the Elite Four, which obviously I'm glad I did, because I think with a more level head I came out of it very much on top, you know? I came out of it very, very much on top. So yeah, I grinded Giftini and that wasn't really worth it. But I'll be honest, like I said, if we do come back to SoulSilver, that fucking Dragonair is going to a Dragonite. I'm getting my payoff. I'm getting the Dragonite that I invested that much time into. Whether it's through rare candies or more leveling. Like, the other thing about fucking Giftini is that it's actually hitting its stride now. I just need it to get a little bit stronger and maybe fight Pokemon that it's strong against. Because Aqua Tail and Dragon Rush are good moves. Or he gets crit and dies. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. A self-destruct, right? A self-destruct. So, and I'll be honest with you guys too. You know, I think the only reason this run succeeded was because we spent that extra time on a Friday night a few weeks ago getting Water Taxi. I think that's the only reason that the run was as successful as it was. Because Water Taxi having shell armor is incredible. It is a Nuzlocke changer. That one ability is a Nuzlocke game changer. Disgustingly good. So, okay. So we'll think about it. I might try to squeeze some time in. Yeah, never bothered with shell armor. Yeah, and it's good. It's super good. Things are dodgy, I pulled through. Indeed I did. So yeah, maybe Thursday Thursday is Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Still gonna play more of that. Maybe we give a Saturday up to the old Tactics Advance as well, and try to put some mileage in on it. Get two and a third Thursday stream equivalent in on a Saturday, before we launch into 13.2. I really want to start 13.2 though, because I want to get these fucking 13 games out of the way. How much longer is left in FFTA again? To be honest, I don't know. Get it done before you start 13.2. Yeah, maybe we'll push for that. Maybe we'll push for that Saturday. Family thing? Okay, good to know. So, yeah, maybe I'll just burn a Saturday to Tactics Advance. Don't forget in a couple weeks your schedule's gonna be upended. I haven't forgotten. I know. I'm aware. That's part of the reason why I was thinking about just using next week's night streams as Final Fantasy V streams. Shit might be a little weird for the next couple weeks, guys. Yeah, so many eggs, too few baskets. Shit might be a little weird. I really want to do this charity run, and it will be particularly difficult. So I think it'll be fun to watch. So we might really shake some shit up. I would just recommend, if you're interested in the streams more than just a specific game, keep an eye out on notifications if you've got them turned on, or swing by the stream during the normal times. The times will be the same. Nuzlocke Fiesta, God. The times will be the same as always, but what we're playing, the schedule that's been consistent on the channel is going to get a bit of a shakeup, so just keep your eyes peeled. Feel free to stop by and ask questions if you're like, whoa, where did this come from? What the fuck are you doing tonight? Boy, that's so weird. I think the only thing that'll stay consistent is I'm going to try to keep doing Yakuza on Sundays. Mostly because I just really want to play those games, so. And I paid a lot of money to have all of them now, so I want to play them. That's it, guys. Oh, that's it. We managed to squeak out a success here. In the SoulSilver land, so feel good about that. Tactics Advance, Lunar, Tactics Advance, Yakuza, 4-Job Fiesta. That's what I'm foreseeing for the next streams in order. Thursday night Tactics, Friday night Lunar, Saturday Tactics, Sunday Yakuza, Monday through until I lose or I win, FJF, Final Fantasy V, 4-Job Fiesta. So, all right. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for chatting and asking questions and listening to me ramble and muse about stream stuff. This actually ended up being a really nice announcement stream, which I hadn't really had a chance to do, so that's really great. Yeah, have a good Tuesday. Man, it's only Tuesday. Feels really good for a Tuesday. Have a good rest of your Tuesday. And I'll see you guys in a couple days.